All right, today we got a very, very special podcast on. We're gonna be talking to the legend, world champion, world record holder, Guinness Book of World Records holder. His name is Eric Booker, but we all know him online as Badlands Chugs. He has gone through. I mean, the accomplishments he has. We can't even like read it all. It's so amazing. I mean, but most legendary, and I'm going to read some of it. But most legendary, known as for Nathan Hot Dogs, he is the 3-time, I believe, lemonade drinking champion. But chug champion. He's taken down 49 glazed donuts in 8 minutes. He's taken down 16 and a half cannolis in 6 minutes. 2 pounds of chocolate candy bars in 6 minutes. 15 burritos in 8 minutes, among many. He's also a rapper as well. I guess that's like, that the man can only do so many things. He juggles so many things. It's unbelievable. But I most came to see him following the chugging on TikTok as Badlands Chugs and really watching over and over again the different drinks. That's how I find out about some of these interesting drinks that are out there from him. So without further ado, let's bring on Eric Booker, known as Badlands Chugs. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? How's everybody doing? Hey, Derek, what's going on?
There he is. There's the champ.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Oh, man. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you taking the time, man.
We're so excited to talk to you. It's unbelievable. Like I said, I came across you on social media, like many people have. I actually watched you because you're such a powerful presence on social media, such a huge following. Nathan's has to have your lemonade chugging contest on, so I got to see that as well. What used to be the number 2 thing on their radar has really become, I would say, is side by side now with the hot dog contest, which is unbelievable. The number of Guinness World Records you have. Talk a little bit about like how you came into all this and how you kind of got into this role and started doing all these eating contests. How you got from where you were at one point all the way to here.
Well, basically, the whole thing started way back in 1997, June 21st, okay? I mean, back then, I used to have a local Nathan's in my town. I live in Long Island. At the time, I was living in Long Beach, New York, and they had like Nathan's, like, all over, like, New York, I'm saying, like, big ones, like the one like at Surf and Stillwell, right? So our local one was in Oceanside. It was kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese, Dave and Buster's type of thing where they would have the restaurant in front and like a game room in the back. And so I knew the manager there, right? And because I always used to come there with my kids, play a few games and stuff like that, get a couple of hot dogs. And then I just saw a poster in the window. It was Uncle Sam with a Frank in his hands in the I want you pose, right? Okay. Saying, I want you to enter the Nathan's hot dog contest or to qualify for it. And back then it wasn't as big as it is now. So I asked the manager, I was like, hey, how can I get into this? And he said, well, just show up Saturday, June 21st, 12 noon, talk to a man named George Shea. So I did that. And, Mr. Shea was like, oh my God, we got to get you in. So, he got me at the table, right? And like my very first contest, there was this one guy, guy similar size as mine. He was just like, oh, I ate 30 Whoppers, so you might as well just, just don't just watch, okay? Watch me do my thing. And I'm like, well, I don't scare too easy, so, and then I peeped, dude was online before the contest ordering like, a big Sprite and, like a pregame meal. I'm like, who does that in the eating contest, Right. So he must have like the capacity of a woolly mammoth, or he's just not too bright. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So when the smoke cleared, I won the contest. I ate 17 hot dogs and buns in 12 minutes. It was 12 minutes back then. Right. And for that, I got, there was no money back then with Nathan's. Back then, you got like a trophy, your name in the paper, and a seat at the finals in Coney Island. And you got a year supply of Nathan dogs, right? And I thought a year supply was okay. They give you a card, you come in,
like
limited
like, hey, here you
4 or
go.
something like that for the whole year. They gave me 2 big boxes, 480 links of Nathan's hot dogs. So
like, here, cook them yourself, bro. Like, here, cook yourself.
Well, I mean, I kept half. I gave half the family. Family that I don't hear from all year until around this time. It's like, yo, the barbecue's here. What's up with the hot dogs?
I got the hot dogs. I'll bring the hot dogs.
Exactly. So I did it for the hot dogs initially.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
And then you start. So, how did the chugging thing become such a big thing? Like, so, because I didn't know that until you. I didn't really realize that, like, the lemonade contest was a huge part of Nathan's, and obviously because of your social media presence, that that highlighted it so much. But talk about, like, how did you get into the chugging thing? Like, how was that something that became a thing for you?
Well, in 2012, right, I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I saw, like, other competitive eaters like Matt Stoney and Patrick Deep Dish Bertoletti, the current Nathan's champ, and a few others were starting their channels. They were getting little steam, little momentum. So I said I wanted to try something, but I didn't want to just have like a mukbang channel,
Yeah.
I want to do something a little bit different, right? And I noticed that I could, drink, things fast, right? And I mean, chugging is pretty big. So I said, let me just start Badlands Chugs. Let's see what it's all about, And it's like, the channel started slow, as all YouTube channels do, saying the hardest thing for a YouTuber to do is get your first 10,000 subscribers, right?
Yep. Right.
And then, I mean, I would just do it. I wasn't consistent, what I'm saying? But it took one eater, right? Carmen Sincati. He's like he's an awesome eater, right? He had to just light a fire in my behind. He was just telling me, this is the PG version. Yo, Badlands, if I was you, I would start posting like crazy. He didn't say crazy. Right?
No, you're good. Listen, you're good.
I don't want to repeat verbatim what he said, because we gotta keep it PG, right? So so he was like, I was like, you really think people will watch me, chug stuff? Oh man, he's like about 5'5", and he was like really getting ready to just beat me up and just be like, come on, what you doing? You gotta do this. You gotta start chugging. You gotta do this, So I started posting more consistently, asking the community what they wanted to see, and it's just the numbers just kept going up and up, and then it went all the way to the silver plaque, which is 100,000 subs, and then a million. I got a million in about maybe like a year. They got the gold plaque, and right now where we sit, 3.5 million subs. It's just
that's incredible.
That's
it's just incredible. It's just God's favor.
It is.
I'm just a subway conductor from New York, you know what I'm saying? I eat hot dogs in my spare time.
So that was so originally, obviously, you looked at this and you were just like, all right, this is something, cool. Let's see where I can run with it, right? Because obviously, look, you mentioned you had a family, right? You got kids, and you obviously had, a full-time job at that moment, which is, like all of us, right? Consistency with our YouTube channels and stuff like that. Like you gotta dedicate time, but at the same time, here you are raising a family, working, doing all this stuff, but now you get to that certain number of subscribers. Now you can kind of start to branch out and do some things in terms of that. That's just incredible. I think it's an incredible story about how all of a sudden, like here you are, you just win a contest, and then before you know it, now you have all these people viewing you doing something that you thought was like, hey, this could be a hobby. Like, this is a hobby.
Yeah. It was basically that, but a lot of people tell me that you got to make time for your dream. All right. You know what I'm saying? You just make time for what you want to do.
Right.
Besides taking care of your family, going to work and stuff like that. You got to set a little time for, fun stuff, saying, not saying family and stuff. And it's not fun because I loved what I do. I was a track worker and worked on a conductor on the 7 train. So that was fun.
Oh, damn. Listen, that's
Yeah.
to me. Look, like I'm old school. I'm a history guy. So like people start talking trains, I get all jazzed up and excited. Like people don't understand. And then like obviously us being from Jersey, seeing that you're from Queens, yours from New York, like that just gives me a different sense of that. How long before people started to like see you in the street and be like, whoa, I know this guy, right? Was that something that came about as the subscribers went up and through the wall?
Oh yeah. I mean, every now and then from being on Nathan's, because I've been doing Nathan's for the past like over 25 years. Around Nathan's time, they will see.
You're the OG now. You're the OG.
Yeah, triple OG. And so I would get that around 4th of July. But now since my YouTube has been blowing up, it's just like. I mean, people are like, yo, it's Badlands, and then it's like I pass a group of young folks, and they be like, that's him. Well, who is that? Yo. People start looking at their phone and start doing this.
Fun. That's got to be awesome.
That's
like,
great.
They're like, is this you?
You're like, yep, same guy. Like the only part I can see, right, is somebody being like, hey, can you chug this quick? It's like, hey, come on, guys.
That's happened. People have brung me drinks, right? Hey, I was just in London like 2 days ago, right? And I'm like looking at Big Ben, and I'm just just chilling out, sitting on this big. There's like a big mushroom in front of the hotel I was at, right? And there was this guy, he was jogging, right? Looking like Usain Bolt, just jogging. He just looks at me and he's like, hey, Badlands. I'm like, oh, what's going on, right? Then like 1 minute later, he comes back. Hey, Uncle, I gotta get a picture with you. Come on, let's do this, fam. Let's get this picture. I'm like, how crazy is that? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think that's the amazing. There's all the things around social media. I think one of the beauties of it is that someone who maybe wasn't ever expecting that to be able to make something like that media, they're a part of their business becomes business. And like me and Derek talk about this all the time because we interview like a lot of football coaches and a lot of athletes and those kind of things. Like a year ago, less than a year ago, we were at like I'd say 8 months ago, we had like 50,000 subscribers, and now we're at like 830,000, right? And
that's what's up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So we're excited because we talking to guys like you and then doing a lot of shorts, and we figured out like how to really kind of grow the channel but it's one of those things where it's like you see it starting to take off and you get excited by it because you're like, okay, maybe I'm doing something right here and this is growing it. And it really started with us with shorts. And then obviously me and Derek doing the podcast really started to like one hand started to help the other type of thing, and really grow it. And it's really interesting because we get to talk to great people like yourself. But it's really, really exciting. What is like, so when you this is my favorite part about what you do. Where do they send this to you, the different drinks that you come up with? And do you like ask your audience? Cause I think that's what it looks like you're doing. Cause I always see it probably after you asked your audience and then you already decided, right? But how have you done that?
Well, basically I just, go to my local 7-Eleven and see what's there. Then I go to my local Walmart. And once I exhausted all that, you got to just ask the people, what do they want? You got to give the people what they want. And so I'm like, I'm like that. What was the movie where the guy said, it was Die Hard. He was like, I'm that king who wept silently because he ran out of countries to conquer. Like I ran out of drinks to chug, right?
Right.
So I'm asking my audience, since it's a global audience, what do you want to see me do? And then I get stuff. I'm like, why don't you drink Lucozade from the UK? Why don't you drink,
because I live in Queens.
Yes. Why don't you drink like Pepsi cream soda from Japan? Why don't you drink like Thumbs Up from India? So it's like I had to like make friends with a lot of like what I call soda plugs from all over the world.
That's the way to put it too.
Yeah, just people who just like have soda shops and sell sodas, and people on eBay, they have their stores on eBay and stuff like that. And then I will buy something, then I'll be like, hey, if you have anything else, just let me know. And then
now you've basically become their product tester in a way,
pretty
right?
Much, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, look, listen, hey, that's true. Word, right?
That's true.
So every great thing has had to be tested on something. So you know what? If one hand can help the other, hey, why not, right? Like in reality, they're looking at it probably from a perspective like, hey, this is basically free marketing for a product that I'm trying to come out with, or if I've had it, like now I can push it more. And now you're talking international, like now your audience has expanded, like, oh, he's trying this from here, or hey, this is from my country, like let's go. Like I'm sure that's added to the entire the whole thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I was in London, I just did like a whole week's worth of London content, of London drinks, like stuff I've never even heard of, and it's like, and I was telling, the people, hey, I'm in London, what you want me to do? What you want me to drink? And everyone was saying like from various sodas, various fruit juices to like afternoon tea, so
I love it.
You're like, I better get a piece of cake with this thing too here now.
Yeah,
I love the one with the sweet, when you did the Swedish fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one was because my son's eaten Swedish fish before, and he's like, "Is that really a drink?" I said, I said, we're gonna find out right now if that's real. And he drank. He goes, and then you said it tastes kind of like Swedish fish.
It does. I mean, I was in the mall about a couple of months ago, right? And I passed by It's Sugar, right? That's where you get it from.
Right.
And then I saw it and I was like, oh man, I gotta get that. And someone grabbed the last of it. And I was just like, well, you can't do that today, right? But then I noticed that it's It's Sugar right next to Nathan's, right? In Coney Island. So I have a buddy who's like head of security at Nathan's, right? He like manages a store, the It's Sugar next door. And he was like, come on, Badlands, let's just see, go in there and do what you do, right? So I saw there was only 5 there, right? I'm like, I don't want to just take all 5 from him. I want everybody else to leave. He just took his arm like Shaq and Target and just grabbed the whole lot.
That's unbelievable. And one of the other favorite things.
Incredible. That's so cool.
It is so cool. I love when I don't know if you're friends with him, but I've seen you a couple of times appear on the guy who does Didn't Suck.
Chuck, yeah. Chuck is awesome.
Yeah, I love it when you guys are on there together. Like you guys just have such a good time, and you laugh. And he does such a great job in what he does. It's so cool. All of a sudden I'm watching one of his, and then I'm like, oh, there he is. Oh my God, I thought it was phenomenal. You guys are going eating at spots and having a good time. I mean, that's what it's cool. All about too.
Oh, and yes. That's definitely what it's all about.
I got a question. So would you, if you had a choice or like a preference, would you rather like chug or would you rather eat?
I mean, I would chug, what I'm saying? I would love to like, as far as Nathan's out, because right now the chugging is in its infancy. It kind of reminds me of how
Right.
the hot dog contest was. It was
Yep,
very
and that's what I was
small.
going to ask. Obviously, like everybody, when you hear Nathan's eating, you know, hot dog eating contest, everybody like, oh yeah, right? Like, oh, I've seen that on TV or I've heard of that.
Right.
The chugging, I feel like you could be the figurehead of that and bring that to a level where, all right, hey, Nathan's hot dogs are at, you know, that contest is at 2, chugging's at 3. You know, like at what point, what will it take for the chugging to get to where the hot dog eating contest is, I guess, is my question.
Well, I would say just like I would just follow the blueprint, you know, that George and Rich Shea laid out to make the you know, the hot dog contest big. You know what I'm saying? I'll do the qualifiers, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
You know, probably get, you know, a couple of more sponsors to, you know, so there'd be a little bit of prize money in there, and just, you know, I'll just follow their blueprint pretty much. But but just promoting it more, and just like if I can get like a few people chugging in the qualifiers, maybe like after the hot dog qualifier, maybe get the chugging.
Right.
You know, a few people be like, okay, all right, you know, instead of a gallon, we'd be like, we'll have a half gallon of Nathan's lemonade. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, whoever wins, you know what I'm saying, or if it goes to like what they don't finish, it goes to the measuring. You know what I'm saying? The person who drank the most. You know what I'm saying, within a minute, or, you know, we'll go to Coney Island. Yeah. So yeah, that's really
you've got to be able to sit down with them and talk, because I think that the way I look at chugging, especially when like you've brought the attention to it, like in an unbelievable and a grassroots level, most importantly, grassroots level. What I think is so interesting about it is that, unlike the hot dog eating contest, this is a contest, chugging, that most people have done at some point, right? Most people have chugged something, right?
Yeah.
You're the best in the world
that,
at it.
You know, come on. We all most people went to college and
we chugged the beer, right? We chugged the beer before, right?
Most
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've all been here, bro. We've all had that moment. We've
that's
all
why
on that beer. Like, everybody's got this thing down to a pat.
It's
just a matter of what's in that pitcher. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And I think that's what makes, I think Derek's right. That's what makes it so cool. And, you know, to say, like, where people can identify with it, right? And the fact that obviously you're the world's best chugger is one of the things that brings a ton of attention to it. But I think that it's like, yeah, you know, as it continues to grow, like more and more people will be able to get involved in it, because they have some experience with it, right? And it's probably a lot safer than hot dogs going down people's throats too, right? Because at least it's a liquid. The worst thing that happens is they throw it right back up.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting though, like you said though, right? Like, people hear the word chug and immediately, like, to me, like, you think beer. Like, I literally, like, I just feel like that's where a lot of people go. And also, like Dave said, like, in comparison to, you know, eating the hot dogs, right, or some type of eating contest, like, for the most part, when you see people trying to throw down food that fast, there's always a drink involved, right? Like, whether it be you know, guys that take the buns and they dunk them in whatever, and then they're shoving them down, right? Like, the liquid always seems to find a way in there. Why not just like cut out all the bullshit and just bring it right away? Like, you know what I mean? Like what are we doing? Like, let's just cut to the chase. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But like I said, I think it's interesting because it's also one of these things where, you know, it amasses society in itself, right? Like, doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, whatever, like, people chug shit. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, in a time now where, you know, this country is so, like, off the world bonkers, like, everybody comes together. You look up on that stage for a Nathan's hot dog eating contest or any of that stuff, and there's an array of colors, shapes, sizes, beliefs, male, female, whatever you want to work with. I think it's something that ultimately, like, brings everyone together in a positive way. I think, like, just the promotion of it to grow this with social media, all of those kind of things where, you know, everybody wants to be some type of famous. Like, hey man, like go do these contests, and then to flip the switch a little bit for a business to just say, hey, I'm hosting a chugging contest on Saturday afternoon. Come on, sign up, come on in. Like now you're promoting something for your business, and you're going to get that clientele no matter what. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I just think overall it could be something that could really kind of like take that next step, right? And I think you're in the process of doing that. It's why like the content that you put out is great. I love it. It's phenomenal. I just think like, so what do you like if you were going to give advice to someone who wanted to get into this? What would you give? What advice would you give them?
Well, I would say to like just as far as chugging, just start slow. Okay, just start slow.
Yeah, don't be going to try.
Don't get the full gallon right about now. I would just.
We're not promoting that. We're not promoting it.
I would say start slow. You know,
you don't just put 315 on the bar and say I'm going to bench it. Like you don't do it. We gotta go like lead up to this thing, man.
Exactly. You know, we're not ready for 3 plates yet. No.
No.
Not yet, buddy. Not yet.
Yeah, just start slow, you know, start with something non-carbonated. I would say start with water. Water is the elixir of life. Water is the hardest thing to chug, in my opinion.
Really?
Right? Because I'm telling you, water is harder than you think because it's not soft. It's not softened by like sugar or anything else that's added, you know, to make up whatever drink it is, right? You know, just start taking big gulps, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how I started. And start counting your gulps, you know, and I would say it took me about 6 gulps to get to the bottom of this, right? You know, you figure out how many gulps it'll take you to get to a bottom of a beverage, and then you be like, okay, it takes me 10 gulps to get to the bottom. All right, you know, maybe I'll get 9 or 8 gulps, you know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, unless you're like one of those advanced guys on TikTok that just open their throat and just go, you know, but
they had a lot of practice in college.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I'm just saying, just start slow, count your gulps, all right, and just just increase your volume over time. And oh man, and it's just like listen, watch my channel around springtime, like around April, because that's when the Nathan's qualifiers start up.
That's when you really hit your stride. It's like pre-training camp for the NFL. Like, hey, we're leaving August 1st. Like, we got to start to cut this window, right? Like, and that's Dave. I think, right? Like, look at it. Like even you're talking like you have a contest on this date, right? We're talking chugging, and here's a process of basically training from here to here. So, like, even something like this constitutes dedication, trusting the process, doing the right things you have to do to build up to where you're at, to kind of be at your peak when it needs to happen, right? So it's just like anything else. Now, I have carbonated versus non-carbonated. How to be like
yes,
you all know you take those couple gulps of a soda and that you just feel that like down there, I can't imagine. Right? Yeah, that's got to be a big difference when it comes between carbonated and non-carbonated.
Yeah, I would say do not start chugging with McDonald's Sprite, because that's like chugging hydrochloric acid. I got a video on TikTok, hanging out with Dame Drops, another YouTuber who does food reviews, right? And we're reviewing like McDonald's new $5 menu, and I just happen to have my boot with me, right? And every time I see something that's a potential something that I could do for a video, he always like, "What you thinking about, bro? You gonna do that?"
Yeah, he knows. He knows. He's like, "Hey, I see the smoke coming out." Like
exactly.
That's it.
So I know how McDonald's Sprite is so tough. I don't know what kind of like soda machines they got in McDonald's, but I went to chugging this 2 liters of McDonald's Sprite. Oh my goodness, my throat was like melting.
Wow, that carbonation, man.
Very, It's no joke. Yeah, especially it makes regular Sprite in the bottle seem like water. I mean, it's something else.
That's
Crazy.
amazing. That you put extra carbonation in. I bet you they do that because they probably are serving up so many drinks during the day. They don't want to get to the point where it's no carbonation in the drink.
Right.
That's my guess.
And if it's coming from like a fountain machine, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's sitting in there, so the carbonation's naturally like leaving, you know, whatever. I mean, look, we're not friggin' scientists here.
No, we're not.
Shit, but like, you know,
we're speculators only. We're only speculating.
Average Joe's like, hey, Sprite, this. I assume, you know, based on like you've chugged a variety of drinks, correct?
Yeah.
What would be the hard? I know you said water, but what was the hardest drink, or is the hardest to kind of get down?
Well, let me go into the annals of the internet. The internet is a crazy place to have you chugging all types of crazy stuff. I've done apple cider vinegar. I've done fish sauce.
Shit, man, are you crazy?
I've done thick water. You know, I've done this thing, right? Someone requested a cameo for me. You know, that's something else I do, shout outs and stuff.
Right.
Damn, look at you. Yeah, shout out, happy birthday.
And someone was like, you know, my boy for his birthday would love to see you chug the brine of non-peril capers. I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't even know that. And capers are like some little, I think they're like mini olives.
Yeah.
On like salad or
they're
pizza.
Like you can barely even see them.
They look super small, right? And then I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm looking it up on Google and seeing everything, right? And so I chug it. I do the video, and it was just the most. It was so like strong, and it was just. I was just like 30 seconds up, you know, making the faces and stuff.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So I will put that on the list of like crazy things I've chugged. You know, definitely the beans with the bomb hot sauce. That's pretty hard, you know. But you know, it's like, you know, the internet, you know, they will have you thinking of stuff that you would never think of, you know.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. They're thinking like, and that's been like their main thought, and like you've never even thought about it to be anything, and they're like, well, can you just like, you know, hey, whatever. But hey, at least it keeps you on your toes.
Oh yeah. It's all good.
What's your favorite? What has been your favorite drink well, maybe what's your favorite drink taste wise, and then what's been your favorite to chug?
No, that's so hard because I've done so many, but from the top of my head, I would say I do like the Pepsi cream soda from Japan. That's delicious. You know, the
now is that because they use because they use real sugar with their stuff?
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
Right?
Once you leave the US, it's all real sugar.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you leave the
no
US,
wonder you went international, bro.
Yeah, that corn syrup, you get tired of that real quick, you know.
Yeah.
But once you know that, and like back home, I would say Mexican Coke because it's real sugar. I love Coke Zero. You know, as far as the zero sugar stuff, Coke Zero, I love. That's like the only thing I would drink on a regular if I was to drink soda. Let's see, the Bazooka bubblegum is good. Bubblegum soda, you know, it's really good.
Does that taste like the Bazooka gum?
It tastes like Bazooka gum, Bazooka Joe back in the day stuff. Yeah, it's really good.
Like the only thing you could get for a nickel, like when I was growing up, that was like, you know, the Bazooka Joe sitting right there. I remember my old man in his old man softball leagues with the giant tub of that shit. Like, here we go. That's the flavor. Like to me, like you look, there's just the flavors of everything. Obviously, is like an array. Do you have a favorite flavor?
A favorite flavor? I love strawberry. Anything strawberry. That's my flavor right there. Love strawberry.
It's a good one to go with.
If it's strawberry, I'm there. You know.
Oh wow, that's your favorite flavor as a whole. Yeah, now you had two drinks to your right right now. What two drinks do you have right there?
Oh, I actually just have one. I have like
Pepsi.
I have like a wild cherry Pepsi.
Okay.
This is not technically a drink, but I've done it before, sriracha.
Oh no!
I have chugged sriracha before.
This is like, this is how you look at it. Like when when you're in high school or college or whatever, and you're out with your boys and you're at the diner table and you're like, yo, man, like chug this.
I'm that guy.
I mean? Like,
you're the guy.
That's what I'm saying. You were that guy.
I am that
was like,
guy.
Give me that shit, bro. Like, I got that.
Let me do that. Oh, yeah, come on.
You were the guy that was like, hey, here's a spoonful of cinnamon, crush it. And it was like,
yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm that guy who was like, oh, you went to the grocery store. What's in there? You making some steak tonight? Let me chuck that.
But I think that's part of the appeal too, right?
Hold on. Matter of fact, let's make this interesting. All right.
Okay.
All right. Enough talk. Here we go.
Cheers, baby. Bottoms up. Gravy.
Wow.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Tastes like the steak I had last night.
Yes. There it is. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. That's
phenomenal.
I love it. That's amazing.
Phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Derek, I think I should have to try and match that drinking my Snapple iced tea next to see if I can match it. You think we can do it?
That was sick. That was awesome.
Hold on. I'll chug with you.
Ready? It comes out.
Hold on.
All right, here we go.
Hold on. All right. It's your boy Badlands Chugs with Coach Schuman and Derek Depascale, and we're doing this
baby.
right.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Enough talk. Let's get it. Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Oh,
go up that way.
Oh, what did I drink here? I drank the regular lemon Snapple iced tea.
Hey, that was good. All good. One carbonated, one non-carbonated.
Man.
Nice job, fellas.
Oh, listen. Hey, we can't thank you enough for coming on today. It's been awesome having you. Absolute pleasure.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I have someone that wants to say hi. He just came back from camp.
Sure.
Say hi to him.
Hey, what's going on?
That's my son, Troy. He's
Hey,
a huge fan.
Good to see
That's
you.
the man right there, Troy. That's the man right there.
Oh, yeah. He had 4 touchdowns yesterday.
Awesome.
Listen, awesome.
Eric, we really appreciate you taking the time and kind of coming on. And, we do a lot of this stuff, like Coach said. We meet with a lot of people that are, either coaches or in some type of, any type of competitive sports or any just competition in general. Like everything has a process, everything takes work. You've built something based off of, you found something that you like to do and you really enjoyed your time, and then you pseudo made like a business out of it or found a way to make money doing it. And I think really that's something that all of our viewers or something all of our guys should really do. Like, it's a lot more fun to be happy doing what you're doing. The classic line of like, if you find what you love to do, like, you'll never work a day in your life. And I really feel like, look, like even you coming from, like you said, like you worked on trains or conductor as a train, like you even enjoyed doing that. But that's really kind of like what it's all about. You found a passion for something and you're just running with it, rolling with it, and enjoying life. So
you're an inspiration,
it, man.
You're an inspiration. Listen, before I let you go, tell everybody where we can find you. Where Cameo, they can find you. Where they can find you on TikTok.
Okay, no doubt. Well, you can find me on YouTube at Badlands Chugs, right? I'm on TikTok at the real Badlands Chugs. I'm on Instagram at Badlands Booker, X at Badlands Booker. I got songs on what do you call it? All social media platforms like Spotify,
I gotta
everywhere.
do my research. I need a playlist.
If you want me to give you a birthday shout out or advice or anything on Cameo with a chug of your choice, just booked me on Cameo, okay? And I just want to tell everyone, you know what I'm saying, whatever you do in life, stay hungry and focused.
Attaboy.
Thank you so
appreciate it. We appreciate it, man. That was awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on. You're truly an inspiration.
I appreciate
you, big guy. If we can do anything for you, like, let us know. You know what I mean?
I definitely will. Anytime you want me back on, just holler at me.
Oh, we'll have you back on. Absolutely.
We'll find something, buddy. We'll find
definitely. I'm there.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care, Choach.
Enjoy.
And Derek, God bless.
Go get him.
God bless you. Bye-bye. That was phenomenal. Phenomenal podcast. Wow, that was great.
That thing of gravy, like
that was awesome. That was so awesome. That was so awesome.
He just chugged gravy, Troy.
That's incredible.
Like,
that was amazing. That was amazing. He's my hero.
Hey,
he's my hero, man,
dude. Hey, you hung right there with him. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna bring up that yours wasn't carbonated in his.
No, mine was not carbonated. Mine was not carbonated.
You still put that thing down pretty damn good. But remember, guys, he just did that after a thing of gravy. What are we doing?
Oh, my goodness. Well, that was another great podcast. We'll get off the show until I think we're on tomorrow, I guess, again, right?
We're on tomorrow with actually a kid I grew up with. He's been head coach of Wayne Hills High School basketball, Kevin Grimes. Highly successful, been there probably about 10 years now. So it's going to be cool interesting to talk to him about, some high school basketball stuff.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.